Dear student, welcome in CEC Gurukul lectures. Today we will discuss about the carbon nano family part 3rd. Two parts we have already discussed, where we discussed about the Buckminster fullerene, means third allotrope of carbon atom. And this Buckminster fullerene is a prominent role in the carbon family. And there we discussed about the formation of the Buckminster fullerene and its synthesis processes. We discussed related to the applications of the Buckminster fullerene and its property and its structure. Now, in today's lecture, we discuss the next member of the carbon family is the CNT. It is a carbon nanotube. Today's lecture we discuss about the carbon nanotubes. It is one of the very important molecule in the carbon family. Now here for many hundred of years, diamond and graphite were the allotropes of the carbon atom. And here we see that diamond, Buckminster fullerene, graphite and diamond are already known as the allotropes. But the third allotrope, which is the Buckminster fullerene C60, came into the account after the discovery of the fullerenes. Then after the Buckminster fullerene, CNT is also the one of the allotrope of the carbon atom. Now the discovery of fullerene were done in the year 1980 by the scientists Robert Karl, Kroto and Smalley, and they got awarded in 1996 for this discovery. And this Buckminster fullerene is a family of the crystalline CN compound. C for carbon and means even number of carbon atoms. Then the N is having the even value. It starts from the C20 to 540. It means in the family of fullerene there are the molecules from C20 to C540 and all are in the even form. So this fullerene is very prominent molecule in the family of the carbon. Nanocarbons are found in many forms, like it is found in the form of fullerene. You are seeing just like a ball on the right hand side. It found in the form of the tube. It found in the form of cones, carbon black, horns, rods, forms and nano diamond. These are all comes under the family of the carbon, nanocarbon. So these carbon are found in many form. Now, but most prominently we worked on the fullerene, carbon nanotubes, carbon cones and carbon blackies. In the diagram we are having the different forms of the nanocarbon, in which fullerene and tubes, carbon nanotubes, are commonly used in the research and development. If we talk about the carbon allotropes, graphite and diamond, which is having the sp2 hybridization, graphite is having sp2 hybridization and diamond having the sp3 hybridization. And the Buckminster fullerene is also having the sp2 hybridization. Carbon cones is also there. 1 to 5 pentagons are used to form the cones. Here 12 pentagons to form the rings. And these are arranged in the form of pentagons and hexagons. Now fullerene, which is the most symmetrical large molecule discovered in 85, and Nobel Prize winners Karl, Kroto, Smalley discovered this highly symmetric, highly stable molecule. Moreover, C60 having the 32 facets, in which 12 are pentagons and 20 are hexagons. And C60 is also have the prominent molecules with it, which are C70, C76 and C84 when it is synthesized. On the right hand side we are seeing a ball that explains the structure of the Buckminster fullerene. which is a C60. Then it's discovered, its name is given on the basis of the architecture R. Buckminster Fuller, just who gave the structure of soccer ball. Here we see that the its size is 1 nanometer, and this Buckminster Fuller were the architecture whose name is given to this Buckminster Fullerene because of its architecture. Now, when it was discovered, when the Buckminster Fullerene, when the other molecules of the carbon were discovered, then carbon filament had a long been known, but the carbon nanotube discovered by S. Iijima in 1991, when they were producing the fullerene, and it was by chance discovered the tubes. They were discovering the Buckminster Fullerene's family, but by chance in 1991 Iijima found that there are the another carbon molecules which is having the structure like a tube, that is the carbon tube, by using the graphite, by using the graphene sheet. Now, carbon nanotube, this on the screen we are seeing here, this is the structure of the carbon nanotube. This is the rotating carbon nanotube, where you are seeing that it is a hollow tube. Then, as is discovered in 1991 by the Iijima and co-workers, carbon nanotubes have been investigated by many researchers all over the world. After that, it's having a larger length up to the several microns, but the smaller diameter, which gives a large aspect ratio. The length may be in the microns and the diameter is in the nanometers. That's why we call it as a carbon nanotubes, because the diameter of these tubes are in the nano, and it's all of the nano size. Then they are just nearly the one-dimensional form of the fullerene, and therefore these materials are expected to possess additional properties like electronic, mechanical and molecular properties, and these are different from other form of the fullerenes. Especially in the beginning, all the theoretical study of the carbon nanotubes, which focused on the influence of the one-dimensional structure on molecular and the electronic properties. Because of its one-dimensional structure, it's having the unique molecular and electronic properties, and it is used in developing of the many electronic devices. Carbon nanotube, here we seeing on the screen that there is a sheet which is rolling. Now here you see on screen that this is a sheet, and after rolling we are getting the carbon nanotube. This is the structure of carbon nanotubes. It means carbon nanotubes can be described as a rolled tabular shell of graphene sheet. Carbon nanotube is formed by using the graphene sheet. When we roll the graphene sheet, then we form it is in the form of the tube, then it is a nanotubes, which is made of the hexagonal rings of benzene, which is made of the benzene type hexagonal rings of the carbon atoms. All the carbon atoms are arranged in the hexagonal form, and it's form a sheet, and that sheet when it's rolled, then it's formed the nanotubes. So nanotubes is formed by the graphene sheet. The body of the tabular shell is thus mainly made of the hexagonal rings in a sheet of the carbon atom. So hexagonal rings are arranged in a discrete manner, and then we can get the nanotubes. Whereas the end of the tube, the cap by half dome shaped half fullerene molecules can be put, and then we can get the closed carbon nanotube. In the diagram we have seen the open carbon nanotubes. When we capped the CNT tube with the half domed shaped fullerene, then we can get the closed carbon nanotubes. Now here, what is graphene, which is used to prepare the carbon nanotubes? In graphite, each carbon atom is linked by the 3 other carbon atoms through the covalent bond, forming the hexagonal rings. And when these hexagonal rings are connected to each other, then it forms the plane sheet, and this plane sheet is known as the graphene. What is a graphene? Graphene is formed by the hexagonal rings of the carbon atom, which are attached to each other and form a plane sheet. That is the graphene. On the screen we are having the diagram of the graphene. Here all the hexagonal rings are attached and they form the graphene sheet. And this graphene sheet is used to form the carbon nanotubes after rolling it. It may be rolled in many forms. On the basis of that, its property will change. Means carbon nanotubes are described on the basis of the rolling of the graphene sheet, and on the basis of that, its properties will vary. Now, basically, what are the carbon nanotubes? Carbon nanotubes are represented by CNTs, and they are allotropes of carbon atom and having the cylindrical nanostructure. CNT are the long molecules of a pure carbon that are long and thin and shaped like a tube, about the hundreds and thousands of nanometer long, and its diameter in the range of the nanometer. So CNT are the long molecules of the pure carbon atom. Moreover, its diameter from less than 1 nanometer up to the 50 nanometer. We can prepare the carbon nanotubes of the various size by arranging the parameters, and the length may vary from free micros to few centimeters. These are the carbon nanotubes. Now we talk about the structure of the carbon nanotube. As we discussed that it is prepared by the graphene sheet, and the graphene sheet is prepared by the hexagon rings of the carbon atoms, and when they are attached and connected to each other, then we can form the graphene sheet. And what is the structure of the carbon nanotubes? The structure of carbon nanotubes can be imagined by the cylindrical form and by rolling the graphene sheet, and then closing on both the sides by the fullerene hemispheres that form the closed nanotube. But here on the screen we are having the open nanotubes which are not closed with the hemispheres of the fullerene. So on the left hand side we are seeing the graphene sheet, and on the middle one the sheet is rolling horizontally, and then we on the third diagram, on the right hand side diagram, we are having the rolled sheet horizontally. So on the basis of that we can define the structure of the nanotubes. Types of nanotubes. Nanotubes are of two types. One is the single walled nanotubes, second is the multi-walled nanotube. The single wall nanotubes, which are SWNT, and these can be imagined as a single atom thin graphite sheet. This CNT is formed by the single atom thick graphite sheet, and when the graphene rolled into a cylinder and kept by the hemisphere, then we can get the single walled nanotube. On the screen here we are seeing the single wall nanotube. This is the structure of single wall carbon nanotube, which is formed by the carbon atom graphene sheet. Multi-wall carbon nanotubes, which is also known as MWNT, and these can be considered as the nanotubes within the nanotubes. Means 2 or 3 tubes are closed inside the nanotubes. Here see in the diagram, we are having the multiple tubes which are inside the another tube. So here on the screen we are having the multi-walled nanotubes. You see in the diagram that these are the rolling sheets which are enclosed in each other. So this is 3-layered carbon nanotubes. This is a multi-wall carbon nanotubes, and we see 1, 2 and 3 layer of the graphene sheet, and it forms a multi-wall carbon nanotube. Now nanotubes are fully described by their chiral vector. What is chiral vector? Which is CH is equal to N A1 plus M A2. Here in the diagram, it is the indices, is the distance between the one carbon atom to the another carbon atom, A1 and A2. In the diagram we are seeing here, and this CH represent the vector of represent the vector of the sheet. So CH defined by Na1 plus Ma2. N and M are the number of the carbon atoms, and the important parameters which define dt is equal to √3 divided by AC carbon-carbon bonding, m square plus mn plus n square 1 by 2, and theta is defined by the value of theta is defined by tangent inverse √3n divided by 2m plus n. These are the parameters on the basis of chiral vector, the nanotube structure defined. These are the important parameters to define the structure of the nanotubes. Here we see in the diagram that all are arranged 0 1 0. We see 0 0 on the left hand side. After that its value is 1 1 2 2 and 3 3. These are the number of hexagon rings are attached here. Here we see that n0 and this side, on the diagonal side we are having the n, means all the hexagon rings are participating here. So it is defined by the A1 A2 are the indices, distance between the two carbon atom. Now the graphene sheet can be rolled in different ways, and on the basis of that the single wall carbon nanotubes are divided. How we roll the graphene sheet? On the basis of that, the 3 forms of the carbon nanotubes are there. One is the zigzag form, second is the armchair form, and third is the chiral form. It is only the basis of the rolling of the graphene sheet. How we roll the graphene sheet? First we discuss the zigzag, and this classification is on the basis of the chiral vector. In this, the graphene sheet is rolled up along a vector. In this form, we rolled a graphene sheet along a vector. So the value of n or m, the one value will be the 0, and theta will be 0, as we are rolling it along the chiral vector. Then which is greater than the chiral angle. Here we see that zigzag form n or m is equal to 0 and theta is equal to 0. Either m or m will be 0. On the right hand side we are seeing that it is N0 form nanotubes. This is the zigzag. So the dark point define the rolling form of the nanotube. This is in the form of the zigzag. The second is the armchair. In this type of the rolling, this vector, the chiral vector, is smaller than the chiral angle. It means the n is equal to m and theta is equal to 30 degree. So it is defined by the mm. N is equal to m, then we can define the number of both values are equal. The value of carbon atoms is equal. In this manner we can get the even number of sheets, like 10 10, like 5 5 rolling sheets. We will get 5 hexagons ring and 5 hexagon rings and 5 hexagon rings are attached. So that is 10 10 or 5 5 graphene sheets which are rolled. So here this is the armed chair form, and this is here we are seeing that it is rolled horizontally. This is the armchair. A dark point represent that this sheet is rolled in this form. Third is the chiral, where the rolled up on the chiral vector. Basically, it is rolled diagonally, and the value of the theta is less than, theta is in between the 0 and 30 degree. This is a form of the chiral, where m and n are different numbers. So here we are having the three form of the carbon nanotubes: armchair, zigzag and chiral, and all are having the different properties and all are prepared in the different manners. This is a basic structure. Here we see that when it is rolled horizontally, then we can get the zigzag, which is N0. When we roll it diagonally, then we can get the chiral form, and when it is rolled vertically, then we can get the armchair form. Now we discuss about the fabrication of nanotube. As carbon nanotube is very important role in many fields, then what is the method of the synthesis of carbon nanotubes? Carbon nanotubes may be synthesized by many methods. Here on the screen we can see here that it can be synthesized by the arc discharge method. It can be synthesized by the electrolysis. Chemical vapor deposition is also used to synthesize the carbon nanotubes, which is the hot filament, water assisted, oxygen associated, microwave, radio frequencies also used, thermal and plasma enhanced. These all are used in the chemical vapor deposition. It is also prepared by the hydrothermal method, a sonochemical method, or it is prepared by the laser ablation method. So these are the method to fabricate or to synthesize the carbon nanotube. Let us discuss the three methods which are most prominently used in the laboratories, which are: number one is the chemical vapor deposition method, second is the arc discharge method, and third is the laser ablation method. These three methods are used for the fabrication of the carbon nanotube. First is the chemical vapor deposition method. This method basically used as a coating process that use the thermally induced chemical reaction at the surface of the heated substrate with the reagent supplied in the gaseous form. What happening here? Here we supply the gaseous form or the gaseous hydrocarbons, and then the chain breaks and that deposited on the coated surfaces, and that's why it is a coated process that uses the thermally induced chemical reaction, where we use the gaseous formed as a reagent. This technique offers more control over the length and structure of the produced nano as compared to the other form of the carbon nanotubes. Other methods are used as like laser ablation, CVD method is the most prominent method by using the other method. Next, here we are seeing the diagram, schematic diagram of the chemical vapor deposition technique. We see here there is a tube at the center, and this tube is put in the heated oven, which is having the temperature 720. And in the diagram we are seeing here that inert gas is passing inside a tube, and the sample is put in the boat shaped quartz cubette. Here see that in the middle we are having the quartz boat where the sample is deposited. So here we are seeing that the tube which contains the hydrocarbons, which is coming from the gas inlet, here we see that the three gases methane, carbon monoxide and acetylene. These are the hydrocarbons which go inside the tube, and then there we put the temperature that breaks the hydrocarbon chains, and then the carbon sample deposited on the board shaped quartz cubit. The first reported carbon nanotubes was multi-wall carbon nanotubes, and which were discovered by the Endo and his research group in 1993 by using the chemical vapor deposition technique. Now, we discuss about the steps of the CVD technique. The CVD techniques can be achieved by taking the carbon source in the gaseous form. And which gases we have used? We have used the C2H2, means methane, carbon monoxide and the acetylene to form the carbon nanotubes. Thank you very much.